So we have two really similar sets, being the Illager Raid and the Abandoned Village. They're both village sets from most recent updates to the village, so it's not like the old village set that was quite a lot bigger, but it's now inaccurate. We're going to be comparing these two to see which one's the better village set. You ready? Let's go. So we're going to start with an overview of each of them. The Illager Raid is a super cool set that came out in 2021. It has some really cool minifigures such as the Pillager Captain and some pillagers. It has a Ravager as well, which I don't know why it's brown because it should be grey, but it's still quite cool that we got the Ravager, and then it has the feature so it can open and close its mouth. Also, we got that Illager banner, which is also super cool, as well as the overall looks of it. You have the little house there. You have an armor stand, which is super cool with some diamond armor on. You have that little well area, don't really know what it is, and you have some terracotta with that. And you have a little farm area. I think it's quite cute. It's not the biggest village, but you could buy like loads of these and make a giant desert village with it. Also, you have that Vindicator, which doesn't come in too many sets, and it's quite cool that we got it because Vindicators are quite important in the game, but I thought we would have got it in a Woodland Mansion set, but we did get it in the Illager Raid, so that's pretty cool. Now we move on to the Abandoned Village. The Abandoned Village is also a really cool set with some quite good minifigures. It has the zombie villagers, which made the zombie villager from the village a bit less rare because of it being in other sets. I thought it was super cool that we got those, as well as that villager hat that we now have, which is also super cool, because in the Illager Raid, they never included any hats, they just had the desert villagers, when I really think they should have included that hat that they have nowadays. So that was a really cool feature in it, and also you have the little village house, and it's quite cute, as well as the little farm areas, but it's a bit more spread out and doesn't have as many big structures, whereas the Illager Raid has those larger structure in the middle. But I think the Abandoned Village has the nice modular thing, so does the Illager Raid. You could take the top off of it, and you could take the top of that house and then make the interior better and everything. I think it's also a super cool set, so let's move on to our first stage, which is Piece Count. Now the obvious winner of this one is the Illager Raid. The Illager Raid has over 500 pieces, whereas the Abandoned Village only has over 400. So it's just over an 100 piece difference. So the Illager Raid obviously win this one, and it will have a little bit longer of a build time, but it's still quite close. But I think the Illager Raid does win this one by quite a bit if you think about it, because other ones it has been almost less than 100, whereas this one it is over 100. And we're now going to go for minifigures. This one's really hard because they both have super cool minifigures. I love the zombie villager, and that was the reason that I really want to buy the Abandoned Village. But I love the Ravager and the Pillager Captain and things, so I think the winner of this one is going to be the Illager Raid. The Illager Raid just has that Ravager, the Pillager Captain, and the Vindicator, as well as two villagers and a player. So you have so much to see in it, I think that it just wins. As well as having that Kai minifigure, which is also really cool, which is based off the Ninjago minifigures. And the fact that we did get a big fig Ravager, even though it is inaccurate, I think it's still cool that we got it, as well as that Pillager Captain, which has the banner and everything. I'm really glad that we got all the minifigures in this set, so that's why it just wins it over a bit. It just has a little bit better minifigures, probably because of that Ravager. And next up, we'll be going for displayability. Both of these sets are super cool and really displayable. They're both kind of play sets, so they do have that little bit of thing that makes them less displayable, but I think the winner of this one may be the Illager Raid again. It just has that Ravager, which makes it more displayable, as well as it having more bigger builds and main builds than the Abandoned Village. The Abandoned Village felt too broken up, where the Illager Raid you feel like you can put it together and make it a bit more together to make it more displayable. I feel like the Abandoned Village really needed some bigger builds, because most of them are really tiny on little base plates, and the only big thing is that little house. So I think that the Illager Raid will win this one, making it 3-0 to the Illager Raid. And now we're going to go for overall looks. Now this one's really hard because they both look quite accurate and really cool. But I think the winner of this one may be the Illager Raid. The Illager Raid just has that little bit more to it. Like I said before, the larger builds make it look better, and having the farm and everything makes it feel more like a real desert village. It may not feel complete, but neither does the Abandoned Village. I think this one feels more complete than the Abandoned Village, so that's why it's won that one. And the final score is 4-0 to the Illager Raid. That's quite bad for the Abandoned Village. but they're still both really cool sets, and it was quite hard to decide for each section. I think the Illager raid just comes out on top on each section by a little bit, just because it's a bit bigger and it has some more amazing builds. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You could subscribe up there. Another video down there. I really hope you enjoyed. See you all next time.